Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. e5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e5 pawn, and prepares to castle. Knight c6 develops the knight toward the center, protects the pawn on e5, and eyes the d4 square. In the Scotch game, d4 gains space in the center and attacks the e5 square twice. E takes d4 opens up the center and is somewhat forced given that white was attacking the pawn twice, and protecting with d6 doesn't work out. Knight takes d4 recaptures the pawn and centralizes the knight. Knight f6 develops the knight and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. Knight c3 develops the knight toward the center, supports the e4 pawn, and controls the d5 square. Bishop b4 develops the bishop and pins the knight on c3 to the king. Knight takes c6 captures a knight and forces black to double their c-pawns. B takes c6 captures the knight, controls the d5 square, and opens up the b file. Bishop d3 develops the bishop toward the center, defends the e4 pawn, and prepares castling. Castling gets the king out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling to the same side of the board is a more cautious approach. This threatens to win a pawn by removing a key defender. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This activates a piece and simultaneously wins time by attacking a queen. This blocks an attack on a queen. This is the only good move. This adds pressure by pinning a knight. That was a free pawn. This is the strongest option. A solid recapture by black, bringing a new piece into play. This is the only move that works. Recaptures from a previous move. That pawn was free for the taking. This develops a piece while also winning a tempo on a queen. This moves the bishop to safety. This evades the check from the bishop. This move puts the queen on a safer square. Ignoring the threat on the knight, a difficult move to see. The correct move to safety. The clearly correct move for a threatened knight. This steps away from the checking knight. This permits the opponent to eventually win material. This overlooks an opportunity to win material through a tactic. This threatens to checkmate the king. This is the only good move. This forces the opponent to double castle pawns. This misses an opportunity to recapture a piece. After all captures, this is an equal trade. A straightforward recapture. Right on target. That's fine. A solid choice. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. This is a fair move. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This permits the opponent to eventually win a pawn. This misses an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. This overlooks an opportunity to move a queen to safety. From this outpost, the rook has great activity. One of the best moves. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. Black was worse off, but now they are in a losing position. A very strong play. The piece finds a new active square. White still has the better position, but they lost their winning advantage. White was better off, but now their position is winning. A solid choice. Black's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. Right on target. This moves the bishop to a more active square. One of the best moves. This threatens to win a pawn through a fork. This stops the opponent from being able to win a pawn through a fork. That's fine. Now black can't stop white from winning material if they make the right moves. Very precise. This is the way to win a pawn. This avoids clear danger. This wins a pawn. This threatens to capture a rook. This is the way to win a pawn. This blocks the check from an opposing rook. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. This stops the opponent from being able to force eventual checkmate. This defends a bishop that was... This misses an opportunity to move a queen to safety. This forces the opponent to have isolated doubled pawns, which ruins their structure. A clear recapture. This is the strongest option. Right on target. This is the only move that works. This is a fair move. A very strong play. A solid choice. This is the only good move. This move puts the rook on a safer square. The rook is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This moves the rook to safety. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. This prevents the opponent from being able to force eventual checkmate. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This moves the queen to safety. Very precise. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares.